Hi guys, it's Sophie and thanks for tuning into Flavor of Culture. So today we're going to be making a classic appetizer, and this appetizer is called fataya. Fataya or pastel is basically like an empanada. It entails having some type of meat inside wrapped around like dough. Usually you would make fataya with like tuna or sardines. But today I'm actually going to be using crab meat because I want to give it like a little twist. With the fataya, there's also a onion sauce spicy dip that comes with it. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to make the fataya along with the sauce as well. So let's go ahead and get started. So today's filling is actually going to be crab meat. Usually we make it with either tuna or sardines, but you are more than welcome to use any type of protein or meat. So I know some people prefer chicken, some people prefer beef. You can even use shrimps, but just make sure with the shrimps that you're chopping it up before you place it inside of the dough. So what I'm gonna do now is I took about a tablespoon of seasoning of my choice. So this is Creole seasoning. So I'm just gonna pour this in. And for the filling, you wanna keep it very, very simple because the main focus is the spicy dip sauce. So you wanna season it, but you don't want to put too many different things. So I just chose to do Creole seasoning because it has a variety of different things inside. Before you put in your filling, you're going to make sure that you have a flat surface. And what I like to do is I like to put a little bit of flour on a flat surface. So I'm going to use my cutting board just so that the dough doesn't like really stick to it. But yeah, so go ahead. The next step is I'm going to take an empanada disc. Now these empanada discs, you can find them in your frozen aisle at any supermarket. They come in like a pack of 10 and they're very good because you don't have to make the stuff from scratch. You can just buy it like that and thaw it in the fridge the day before you're going to make it or the morning of, and it will come out perfectly. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add the filling inside, which is the crab meat. And you want to do like maybe like a teaspoonful. You don't want to overdo it with the filling because you don't want it that when you're cooking it that it like explodes. So yeah. Now the next step, what I'm doing now is I'm folding it in half and then I'm going to press down just like an empanada. I'm going to press down along the edges, and to seal, I'm just going to use a baby fork. And I'm just going to press the ends. Now this gives it a nice little look, but it also helps seals the end so that when you're frying it later on, that it's not going to like open up and have the protein or the meat be everywhere. And voila, like so. So you got it this way. You can save yourself that hassle of like buying real crabs and having to do all that. You can just get the can. You can also do it with canned tuna. You can do canned chicken of the sea kind of thing. But yeah, save yourself that time. The only time that you would actually need the meat to cook is if you're making it with chicken. I would prefer you to actually like get like chicken cutlets and go through that process of like cooking it up and then shredding it up and then using it as a filling because it'll taste way better that way. But if it's seafood, just go ahead to your local grocery store and grab a can. This is like one of my favorite things to make because it's so easy to make, but it also brings me back to like, you know, it reminds me of like whenever we go to parties, like family baby showers and things like that, and they would be serving fatayas and I would be like the first one ready to get up and go grab some because I just loved it. Or whenever I would go to my cousin's house and my aunt would make them, I would just be so hyped. Also remember that when you're putting the filling in, that you are centering it like right in the middle of the circle. So the next step is now the spicy onion sauce. I had already pre-prepped the base, which is the onions, red peppers, and garlic, and I just put it in a food processor and blended it. If you go ahead and check out my Instagram at Flavor of Culture, you will see that this was one of my tip saving Tuesdays. So what I did was I just prepped it ahead of time, put it in a jar, sealed it, and then go ahead and keep it in the fridge until I need it. So I'm gonna use this. I used 1 tablespoon of oil. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put my onions red peppers and garlic in it. Those. The next step, I am going to go ahead and put in the tomato paste. And this is 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, 1 teaspoon or 1 to 1/2 teaspoon of bouillon cubes, beef flavored, but you can use any flavor of your choice. And then because the bouillon cubes already has the salt, I just put black pepper after that. And that is 1 teaspoon. Well, that's actually 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. So what I'm going to do is just mix it up. And you don't have to wait for the oil to be hot for you to put it in. Just do it like so. And then we're going to also add a habanero pepper, 1 habanero pepper. What I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to chop it up. I chopped up my habanero pepper and I'm going to go ahead and put it inside. Now this is the key ingredient to your spicy dip. Key ingredient to your onion sauce. And if you don't want it too spicy, you can always get like a milder version. And you can also take the seeds out because the seeds is what makes it like really spicy anyways. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. Put it on medium heat for the next maybe 7 to 10 minutes. So make sure that you put enough oil to deep fry and put it to medium heat. First, we're going to test it out. So remember, just put a piece of something in there. Wait. It's not ready. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and put the fatayas in. They're ready to go in. Put multiple at a time. It's the beauty of this, making these appetizer. And just make sure that you give it enough space between each of the patties. You're gonna go ahead and let each side cook for about 5 to 7 minutes or until golden. Some golden. Go ahead and check the onion sauce. Ooh la la. And it's ready. We're ready to take them out. A sister is hungry, so now it's time to give it a taste test. Go ahead and spread that spicy onion sauce across. Get a nice bite. It was actually really good. I like the way that it was, the crab meat is really light. So it's like, it tastes really good with it. And the spicy sauce just gives it like a nice kick out of it. I would definitely give you guys a recommendation to try this with the crab meat. It's a 10 in my book. Alright, thanks for taking this journey with me. And thanks for tuning in to At Flavor of Culture. Be sure to follow me on Instagram for any latest posts and beautiful pictures and tips. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, share this recipe, try the recipe, and tune in for the next one.